Do you want them classic? Do you want them original? Do you want them modified? Point is, do you want them to survive? Welcome to Father and Son Petrolheads. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Carl and this is Father and Son Petrolheads. No cars this week, I'm afraid, because I'm enjoying some last minute sunshine really in sunny Spain. As you can see, sunny Spain. But I thought I'd do a little video because I watched great guy, Jayemm, channel is Jayemm on cars, and he was driving, of all things, an Austin Maestro. Belonging to a friend of his, and who is subsequently selling it. He's got a nice Mercedes now, thanks James. But it prompted me into thinking about things, because lots of things have happened with me over the years of classic car shows and whatever. And what James was basically intimating was that we're all enthusiasts, or should be. That ye olde English white and British racing green shouldn't limit the appeal of our vehicles, and even down to electric vehicles. And he said that he'd been to a show recently where there was a big sign saying, no EVs welcome. Well, I'm not a fan of EVs. I think the whole basis of it is complete rubbish. But that doesn't mean that someone else isn't a fan of them. And indeed, I work in Battersea. I come home every day, and there is a fully electric but classic Mini parked at the side of the road. So where does the line stop? If that Mini turned up to a show, would they turn it away because it's electric, so it's now an EV, but it's still in the classic Mini body shape? I don't know the answer to that. That's why I'm sort of throwing it out there. Because I'm not one of the originality boys, I'm afraid. If you have, and as I'm a Mini fan, we'll use the Minis. If you have an immaculate Mark 1 1071 Cooper S, which is super rare, for sure, preserve it. My Mini is a 1985 Mayfair, of which there were gazillions of them. So I painted it purple, made it really loud and made it go fast. The purists would argue I should have left it standard. Okay, there's probably 200 other standard ones out there. There's only one of mine, and it's mine. And that's the very thing, I think, which should make us all enthusiasts and should make us all love what we do and what we enjoy, and why Jack at number 27 does what he does, and why James at Jayemm on cars does what he does. And what I'd like to do my phone just died again. And what I'd like to do with doing this is that we should all be objective. We shouldn't be so blinkered that it's not a ye olde English white E-Type, for example, because you've painted it purple, you've ruined it. Or you've ruined it to your taste. It may not be somebody else's taste. But the whole point of being an enthusiast and being a motoring petrolhead is that we've all got different tastes, and nobody should rubbish one and applaud another. I can distinctly remember having a comment on a Facebook post that I put on about my Mini, and a gentleman actually said that's a hideous colour for a classic car. Well, I believe that in America certainly there was a Barracuda you could buy in plum crazy purple. So again, where's the line? My Mini's purple, a Barracuda is original purple. Hideous colour for a classic car. It's a great source for debate. The one thing we should never debate is that, first of all, in the UK certainly, they hate the car at the moment. Keir Starmer and Sadiq Khan would love every single vehicle off the road. Okay, that's really smart. Let's take every single vehicle off the road. Where are you going to get your tax money from? So that doesn't work because they'll just tax something else. We're being told 20 miles an hour is better for the environment. Load of rubbish, in my opinion. We're being told that, cars over 40 years old are exempt from ULEZ, but those between, say, 40 and 20 years old are not, and they're going to be punished. Again, in my opinion, a load of rubbish. Cut all the planes out, we'll cure that. Anyway, it's a whole different other subject. But the point of all of this is, where is the line? Where is the line for us enthusiasts? When do we stop fighting back? When do we, lots of car shows near where I live, and I live near Heathrow, have just been abandoned simply because of the ULEZ. I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong. At the end of the day, these organisers work bloody hard, and if they come to a point where it becomes uneconomic to run that particular show, I fully understand it. Brighton speed trials are no more. They'll tell you it's for safety's sake and all the rest of it. I don't believe that. I think it's a pain in everybody's arse for 1 or 2 days a year, and that's the reason they've got rid of it. The real issue in the UK is that the government and most councils don't want vehicles. But that's fine. So where are you going to get your parking charges from if there's no vehicles? Where are you going to get your tax from if there's no vehicles? More importantly, for us as enthusiasts, we need to stand up for our vehicles. That doesn't matter whether it's a Concourse Series 1 1961 E-Type, flat floor 3.8 worth £500,000, or as Jayemm in one of his videos, the video with the Maestro said, or somebody's crusty old Vauxhall. The point is, and I've been to a car show where a guy with a Mark 1 Escort had turned up, and it was a very nice car, and a young lad turned up in his, I think it was a Suzuki Swift, and he was with members of a little club that he'd started up, and the guy said, what the bloody hell's that doing here? It's not classic. It wasn't the point. The point was he's an enthusiast. He's a petrol head. He loves cars. He loves anything which will keep our passion going. So I'm going to shut up because you don't want me rambling on forever and a day. But I'd love a little bit of debate. I don't see the need for everything to be original. In the UK, we're so hung up on it. It's incredible. It really is, in my opinion. I fail to see how, if you go to a show that says no EVs and an electric classic Mini turns up, you would then kick it out because it's still somebody's classic. 1,000,001 questions, all of which were prompted from a video about an Austin Maestro, which probably isn't as bad now as we think it was. They were pretty terrible back in the day, and I remember them. James is a bit younger than me, but I remember them very clearly. I remember most of them rusting away, and British Telecom having gazillions of the vans. Anyway, I guess it's a little bit of a Q&A, an up for debate, not a Q&A, an up for debate. What do you consider? What do you think? Where does your loyalty lie? Are you that bolt's not correct? Well, the part hasn't fallen off, so it's correct. Or are you thank goodness that's still on the road? I'm definitely in the latter camp, and always will be. That doesn't mean I don't like original cars. I just get really bored of, that's a blue one, that's a red one, that's a green one, that's a white one. Lovely, they're all the bloody same. I like a little bit of individuality. I think if we don't have individuality, to a degree, we'll be what the government want us to be. We'll be autonomous. We'll be nothing. We'll be beige. Everything will be beige. And for my part, it's fine if you like beige, but I just like a splash of purple in my beige. And on that note, and despite it being 11 o'clock in the morning, cheers everybody. Thanks ever so much for watching. And from Spain, normal service will be resumed next week, I hope. Until then, cheers. Have a great week. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget, give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a share, and give us a comment or two. Let's see where we go with this. Cheers.